Morning everybody, happy Wednesday, welcome to the Coffee Run Live on the whatever date it is in January, I don't even know, but it is Wednesday and it's hump day, so yay, love me a good Wednesday hump day. So what I wanted to chat with you a little bit about today is the importance of knowing your why. Now, I know that Simon Sinek talks about this, I know that there is a lot of stuff. Morning Catherine. Oh my god, I'm getting notifications from Messenger, it's driving me crazy. There's a lot of talk around your goal setting and intentions, what it is that you want to do, yada yada yada. And I suppose the one of the things that I've got on my content map to really kind of hammer on home and really talk about over this week is around trusting your intuition, it's around goal setting, knowing your why. Because all of those things mixed in together are really important, right? Because you've got these goals to create, you've got, hey Catherine, you've got big things to chase, you know, all of this type of stuff. So I guess where this is coming from is like you can manufacture a why. Right? So your why might be around, well, you know, it's about money and that's fine, but I really want you to spend some time before we start going into, you know, actually the execution of becoming visible. Hey Beck, good morning. Before we start doing that, I want you to do a little bit of introspection around, well, yeah, you know, what are your goals, how do you want to feel, what is that going to mean for you, blah, 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 all that normal stuff. But secondary, or maybe first to all of that actually, is really working out what your why is. Now, this is something that I've, you know, it can change, right? So it's something that I've been working on for a really long time. My why has been around being able to, you know, be financially free, which is all very fantastic and very internet marketing and whatever. And then we've got the whole, you know, choice, freedom, flexibility, lifestyle, you know, it's like using integrity to market and authenticity, you know, you tap into your most authentic self. It's exactly what we want and it's exactly what we want to do, but it's a really, I'm going to just say, lazy way of crafting your why. It's a really lazy goal. Because it's kind of like, and I'll explain what I mean by that. You know, because really you're just going, oh yeah, that's a really great buzzword, I'm going to use that. If you haven't done the deeper work or the delving into your why, then here's what happens. If you don't know what that is, then the challenge, I guess, that you might face, and this happens, is that when you're feeling like crap or your motivation goes down the toilet or your emotions get the better of you, or if you have a shitty day, or if you have a customer complaint, or if something just doesn't quite go the way that you want it to, maybe your kids are being little shits, or, you know, even though we love them dearly, you know, they're still, you know, hashtag children. You know, it's like there are going to be days where you're just like, I just can't, and that can stretch into not just one day, but multiple days, into weeks, and into months, and into years, and all that kind of stuff. So we want to kind of really have a way, and what I like about having this is having a way that almost forces you to recalibrate and really come back to, well, what's really freaking important? You know, what is, I'm just checking this live is working on my computer. You know, what's really important? And I guess with that, the thing for me is always, I feel like this is exactly what I'm here to do. So I remember being at Westpac. I remember working for Westpac, and I remember walking into my office every day and just thinking like, I feel like I was born to do this. You know, for me at that time, doing what I was doing, which I was working with people who wanted home loans and stuff like that. So I loved the interaction. It was always a deeper conversation. It wasn't just about, you know, ticking boxes, taking money and sending people on their way. Not that you're allowed to do that as a teller these days. But it was a deeper relationship. We'd always, you know, we'd be in the office for a good couple of hours initially, and then I'd see them multiple times from there on out. But I felt like throughout that period of time, up until probably 6 months before I left, it was like, you know what, I feel like this is what I'm here to do. I just love it. To the point where I would run out of home earlier in the morning, I'd push right till the end to work late, and, you know, I'd often answer my phone after hours, I'd work after hours, because I just really loved what I did. I was passionate about it, I was good at it, and things like that. So in the last 6 months of being there, though, it's like I knew that there was something more. You know, I just knew, and by the time I left to pursue this business full time, rather than trying to do it on the side, it just kept, you know, that there was something more, there's something more. My son and I were talking about this on our walk this morning, and I asked him, so, you know, have you ever just kind of just known something? Have you ever had a feeling? Because he asked me why I left the bank. And I said, well, you know, number one, it was about money, but I also just knew that there was something more that I could do. There was something better I could be doing. And I said, you know, have you ever had that feeling? And how this ties into your why, for me, it's like, if I'm not doing the work that I do, if I'm not coaching, if I'm not mentoring, if I'm not training, if I'm not doing my Facebook Lives, I almost feel like I'm withering. You know, so for me, my why is a big part of empowering, again, another bloody annoying buzzword, is that it's really about empowering you guys to be able to get your message out there. Beck, that sound is there again, by the way. Oh, really? It's so strange. There's no fans going. There's no printer going. I'll make sure I don't know what's going on. I'll turn my phone off and on after this, and I might do another little live later on, and I'll get you guys to let me know if that sound's still there, because that's a bit annoying, isn't it? You don't want to listen to me if there's a stupid wearing. Oh no, you will still listen to me because it's important. But you don't want to have that stupid noise in the background, and there's nothing to be making a noise. It's really strange. Maybe it's the angels coming to visit again. Who knows? So how this ties in, it's a little bit like Helena. That sound's been there last year as well. Oh really? No one told me. How weird. You guys have got to let me know if there's weirdness going on. Maybe the microphone's shot in the phone. Maybe I'll even might try tomorrow with my little wireless earpieces in, feeling like a dick. Because the mic's just there. And you can let me know. So thank you for letting me know, though. I appreciate it, and I'll see what I can do about that. Just thought it was part of the recording. Well, yeah, no, that's just weird things being weird. And I'm not even connected to Wi-Fi, because sometimes I know that the Wi-Fi is just stupid and is annoying. No, there's no fan. It must just be the angels fanning their wings and the whatever universe helping us get the message. How weird. How funny. Okay. So, as I was saying before, our big fans, not you guys, but the stupid fans in the background, wherever the heck that noise is coming from, interrupted us. Thank you. Happy New Year, Helena. So, why this is really important. To me, it's like, if I'm not doing this, it's like I'm withering. It's like I'm a plant that hasn't been watered for weeks on end, and I become stiff and stale and congested, and interestingly, I get really freaking grumpy. As we discussed yesterday, I have all of the words about all of the things, and I think part of my why is to be able to impart whatever motivation, inspiration, ass kicking, you know, whatever it is, something that's going to spur you guys on. You know, that's really why I'm here. It's not about everything else, because you know what? If I had no money, I'd still be doing this. I'd be doing other things, obviously, to make money, but I would still be doing this. If I had multi-millions of dollars in my bank account right now, I would still be doing this. So what is the why for you? And the thing that I really want you to be, I guess, thinking about is, well, do you feel like that's enough to help you get yourself out there? You know, what is it that would happen if you didn't do the work that you were here to do? You know, how would that make you feel? How would you be living your life? What would that mean? What would you do? And to me, it's kind of like, well, you know what, there is so much more to just teaching marketing, but it's all of the other stuff that kind of gets packaged into everything that I do. Trust if that makes sense. So work on your why. Know what it is, what you're here to do, and why that's really important. So on our morning walk this morning, my husband left for work early again today, which made me very grumpy. So it was just my son and I today, and we're walking along, and the first 10 minutes he was driving me freaking crazy with his, so what are we doing today, and what are we doing tomorrow, and what are we doing Friday, and what are we doing on the weekend? It's a little bit like those, you know, the automatic questions that the kids ask you when they get in the car after school. Maybe your kids don't do this, mine do. They're super original. They get in the car and they're like, hey mom, hi, you know, what's for dinner tonight? I'm like, dudes, you've been in the car for like 2 seconds. We've got a menu plan on the fridge at home. You can check that shit when we get home. Sometimes I swear, sometimes I don't. But this morning it was just like, what are we doing today? It was like that automatic question that he couldn't think of anything else to say or ask me other than, so, you know, what are we doing today? And what about tomorrow? And what about tonight? And what are we having for dinner? And, you know, blah, blah, blah. So we got all of that out the way, and I'm just kind of going, Jake, there's got to be some better things that we can talk about. Can't you think of anything? And so I asked him, I said, so, you know, what do you think you want to do when you grow up? What do you think you want to be? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I said, oh, really? I said, so I started throwing some things out there. I said, do you want to be a computer game creator? Do you want to be an artist? Do you want to be a doctor? You know, and he's like, no. I'm like, oh, do you want to play baseball? He's like, yes. I said, oh, cool. You know, what would that look like? Who would you play with? Who would you play for? What position would you play? You know, why would you do that? Why do you choose that team? So we're talking about American baseball. And he's like, oh, I'd play for the Red Sox. I'm like, okay, why? And he said, because I know who they all are. And I'm like, oh, of course. And how do you know who they all are? Like, we live in Australia. And he said, because they're the only team that they get shown, whoever they play, it's who gets shown on TV here. And he said, what did you want to be when you grew up? And I said, oh, mate, you know, I always dreamt that, I always felt like I was going to be famous. It was quite confusing to me, that, like 20s, that I wasn't. And I said, you know, I used to pretend that the crops over the back fence were my audience. And he goes, oh, that's really weird. And I said, oh, yeah, you know, probably. He said, oh, and a teacher? I said, yeah, I used to think that I would be a teacher, and, you know, all of this type of stuff. So it was a really cool conversation. Where I'm going with all of that and how this plugs in with your why is like, well, what did you want to do, look like when you were a kid? You know, I always imagined I'd be on stage, either as a pregnant ballerina, a champion horse rider, actually, because I grew up with horses. I dreamt that I would be a professional violinist, a professional singer, all of that. It was always about being front and center on stage, being famous in my thing, not like back then. It's like not Kylie Minogue famous. Or Celine Dion famous or whatever. It was always in a particular kind of niche, if you like, or a particular kind of segment. And so, you know, I said, you know, that's what it was for me. And I said, do you kind of like dream about playing professional baseball? And he's like, yeah. And I thought, okay, cool. You know, just, I think it's really important that if you've forgotten what it was to feel like, that if there were no rules, if there were no barriers, then, you know, what kinds of things would you really want to be doing? And how would you want to be doing that? And does what you're doing now give you elements of that? So, you know, this is why I'm saying, you know, for me, the why, it's almost like a calling. It's almost like a soul thing. So I had a soul reading done by a previous mentor of mine. And one of the soul types is divine self-expression. And that's the people, you know, please, I hope you're sitting down. If you're driving, pull over. Divine self-expression, people have all of the words. and they're either naturally gifted at speaking or writing or singing or using their words in a way to get a message out there. And it's really funny that that came out as the top one for me. Not everybody is like that, and that's totally okay, but that kind of made sense to me. It's like, well, you know what, for my whole entire life, like literally my whole life, from kindergarten and before that, it's always been about that. It's always been about inspiring, entertaining, motivating, and, you know, educating, I guess, people in the audience. So what does your why look like for you, and what clues are there in your childhood dreams that are like dovetailing into what it is that you're doing now? And I want you to get really clear on that. And what would you feel like if you were never able to do it again? Like, does that kind of make you wither away inside? Because on the days where you're not feeling it, this is where I want you to tap back into that. It's like, well, if I don't do the work that I'm here to do today, what are the repercussions? You know, what if I never get to do this again? What if I can't do this? You know, rah, rah, rah. And then you can use that as fuel for your content, right? I was sitting 5 to 9, I'm sitting at my desk in my beautifully rearranged office this morning. And, hi, Joe. And I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm going to talk about today. So I grabbed out the journal and I started writing, and it's like, well, you know what, Nick, you've had all of that conversation this morning on the walk. You know, use that, and how does that tie in, and how does that help? How is this helpful for people? How is this helpful for your audience? And so, you know, I guess in that sense, you know, the content that you're going to disseminate is always there. But for me, it was like, it's funny that this week's theme, the theme for me, based on my visible content map, is all about mindset. It's your intuition and knowing your why. And without realizing this morning, as we're wandering along, you know, this whole thing just kind of bubbled up. So to me, it's almost like once you've got the structure there, or the framework there, then the stuff, the content, the thing that needs to come out will come out. And that's really a big part of the visibility piece, right? It's a huge part of knowing your why, trusting that, knowing that you know yourself and you know your stuff so well enough that you're going to be able to show up, even when you're not exactly sure what it is that you're going to say, but you've got a bit of an inkling and know that the stuff is going to come out that needs to be said, right? Yes. So that's that for today. I'm just going to pop in here. Give me one quick second. So we are in kind of countdown mode now for the Visible Expansion program, not the Visible Extensions program. I think somebody laughed yesterday, which was really freaking hilarious because I was talking about my hair. I'm just going to see if I can. I'm just trying to do something a little bit tricky today, and I'm not sure if it's going to work. So we're on the countdown. There it is. We're on the countdown today. So we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There are 5 days left for you. There we go. Yes. For you to be able to join the Visible Expansion program, which is a 14-day deep dive immersion with me every day for 2 weeks, where you're going to get training every day within a private Facebook group. We're going to go through things like message clarity, content clarity, content planning. You will have everything that you need for the entire year delivered to you through that 14-day period. It's a private secret group. No one else will be in there that's not in the program. No one else can see anything. So it'll give you the chance to kind of workshop and spitball a whole bunch of stuff around your content and around your visibility. So I trust that this year you have decided that there are no holds barred, right? That you are just going to throw yourself out there, and that's really great. To me, I don't think it's wise for you to just kind of throw yourself off the cliff without having a parachute, right? Without doing just a little bit of training before you go, before like you get that little backpack on, your parachute backpack. And, you know, you get to the edge of the thing, and then by all means jump off and, you know, laugh the whole way down, maybe get a bit of vomit in your eyes or whatever, I don't know. But to me, it's like, you know what, if you're going to throw yourself out there, that's really freaking amazing, but let's get the backpack on first. So this 2 weeks, this 14-day visible expansion program is all about you getting that backpack on, getting everything in there that you need so that when you jump off that cliff, which you'll be doing throughout that 2 weeks, fully supported by me and everybody else who's in there, your tribe, and we're going to all just help you in your visibility efforts as well. So if you want to join that, the link is nicolamoras.com.au/visible-expansion. I've put the link in the comments there for you. But I think the thing here is that, you know, we've all got these aspirations of going really big, right? That's really why we're all here. As like a post that I put up yesterday, you're not here for ordinary. You're not here for mediocre. You are here for exceptional. You are here to be a rock star. You are here to be fucking iconic. You are here to be legendary. You are here to change the world, like Joe said. Really funny, Joe, that you said mine was, I want to change the world, and that was what I told people when I was young, apparently. Of course you did. And you are completely changing the industry. And what I love, Joe, I mean, aside from the fact that you're my friend, you know, the thing that I really love about you is your commitment to doing things your way. And it's kind of like, it's my way or it's fuck off. And that's not what you say unless you're really tired and really sore. But, you know, you look at the industry bodies now that are coming around to your way of thinking. It's freaking just, it's bloody inspiring. And I've said as much to you, so yay, go Joe. And yay, you're my friend. And I knew you before you were famous. So, you know, really, we're all here for more. We've all got a message to deliver. We've all got work to do. And the first part is really getting clear on your why, what's really important, and then we get into how it is that you're going to deliver that. So that's us for today. If you've got any questions about anything, if you're curious about if you want to know more about how the program works, then just send me a message. There is a really long, I love writing long copy. There's a really long sales page there that you guys can read through. Joe said, haha, you're right, because I am right. Lol, exactly. Catherine, I always wanted to be famous too, then I stopped. Now I'm putting myself back out there and loving it. Yeah, so on that actually, I'm so glad that you brought that up because it just sparked another thing that I wrote last night. Who on earth, hang on, let me rephrase that. Someone, somewhere along the way, told us, or we heard, so we weren't necessarily told, but we heard that it was wrong to want to be famous. Somewhere along the way, we believed that, we bought into that. Either because, for me, it was like, well, you know, I don't have anything special really to offer the world. So I kind of must have told myself that along the way. I did get told by a ballet teacher when I was 8 years old that I would never make it as a prima ballerina because my bottom, my back was too swayed and my bum stuck out too much. I didn't go back. I couldn't imagine. So I played the violin since year 4, like from year 4 right through to year 12. And I was like, I just can't imagine me being like, I didn't know who some famous violin player, violinist even. You know, I couldn't imagine being on stage playing violin. I didn't feel like I was, it was hard work for me. I couldn't imagine, even though I know that's not true, I imagined being an actress, but being an actress pissed me off because I had to say all these lines and I didn't like practicing lines. So there was that. You know, I couldn't imagine. I used to write songs as a kid and tinker on the piano, the organ, or the keyboard or whatever, and make songs and stuff up. And I could imagine myself doing that. But I was told, I think, somewhere along the way that my voice wasn't very good. That my singing voice was not very good, that I couldn't hold no one told me that I couldn't hold the tune, but anyway, so you get the point, right? So somewhere along the way, we decided it was wrong to want to be famous. We decided that it was wrong and perhaps egotistical of us to think that. But okay, so for me it was like, it's egotistical of me to think that I'm better than anybody else and that I deserve to be up there on that stage over someone else being there. You know, nobody's going to want to come and pay money to listen to me or watch me or do whatever. You know, somehow along the way I made that up. Or someone told me, or I don't know, it's just some stupid belief that I made up. So it's interesting. Thanks for bringing that up, Catherine, because I think that's part of the reason why we stop, right? Because it's easier to kind of just play along and conform with how society tells us that we need to be. You know, go to uni, get a job, you know, be an, you know, exactly, be an adult. Catherine said I was told to adult. You know, don't you think that as time you grew up a bit now, you know, you're however old you are, it's like, well, fuck, man, you know, actually, no, I don't think that that's necessarily the right thing. So the moral of the story here is know your why. The second moral of the story here, and I think this is made really apparent this morning in our conversation with my son this morning, is that these dreams that you have about who you want to be are clues to your soul's work. They're clues to your mission on this planet. And I think it's really important that we honour that and we find a way to be able to do whatever it is that we need to be able to do. It won't necessarily look like we thought it would when we were kids, but, you know, find a way to be able to do it. So if you're going to join Visible Expansion, it'd be really awesome to help you and work with you on this stuff. There are super generous payment plans. It's probably one of the cheapest programs I've ever rolled out to make sure it was accessible to as many as humanly possible. Looking forward to riding that ride with you. We start on Monday, so you've got to midnight Sunday night to register and enroll. The link is in the comments. All right, everybody, have a really awesome Wednesday. I am going to go and just do some stuff and have a whole bunch of fun. So have a really great day, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Bye.